Hello and welcome. This is the TUX series, which is primarily right for Czech community, but I had many questions to write it some episodes in English, so I start translate awesome part. So today we look to awesome basics. You can go to GitHub, it's a page TUX, and look to the folder of some basics. There is a file which is placed here with suffix en org. So I open it and we can look to the basics. Today we try to install it awesome and use the first default and Zenborn themes. Why awesome? We have many choices here. KDE, GNOME, now we are in XFCE. Awesome has one important thing, and it is written and you have possibility completely use higher programming language. In this case is used the Lua. Higher programming language give you the full power to connect every components with your workflow applications and change every provided widgets or desktop parts. This is very important if you have complete own workflow and handling. This cannot be done in XFCE, KDE, GNOME. This is just only configuration possibilities. With higher programming language, you can change everything and create your components, your complete workflow according to your exact wishes. Awesome is the child of WDWM and Xmonad. Has some competitor with Qtile, which is written in the Python. But Awesome has a very good ecosystem and many components in the GitHub and next sites, which can be easily combined and create your intentions very fast. Window Manager Awesome is for Xorg. Yes. About API. I'm using Awesome Git version because the new version will be released soon, and the API was changed. And this Git version has very perfectly designed API and documented too. So if you look to links which can be important to you, there are some of them. So homepage, Arch, Wiki, screenshot, gallery, API documentation. if we open this page and look to the documentation, there is a link for Git version, yes. So this is a second link for describe it API. So I click it. So there is a complete documentation with getting started, a list of components, and you just press, for example, the image box, as is very useful with examples. No problem to use it. So rising record of some Discord. So if you you can just ask and give some fast response, or write to Reddit. So the community is very great. We get the help very fast. About programming language Lua. So it's a older language created 1993, but there are many new things. Now we have the version 5.4. Lua is high level multi-paradigm programming language designed primarily embedded use with applications. This is a very important part, that this language is the connection between, for example, C and embedded inside the applications, very fast, very small, and mainly the very fast learning curve. For example, I have in next chapter the example of code. Where is the Lua used? Yes, it is some for scripting. It is the connection you have between the other languages. You can find it in many games: World of Warcraft, Baldur's Gate, GTA 5, Mafia 2, and several next applications. We are using here for Awesome and AwesomeWM. I use Lua in scripting, so it's easy to just start as the standard script. So you can write in Python, in Bash, and of course in the Lua. There is an example of Lua code. This is almost the complicated problem to solve the 8 queen placement in the board without thread. So you can see that the newbie, yes, can read this code and almost understanding what the cone what is the result of some functions, or if and for cycles, the means, yes, because several languages is very complicated for first understanding. Yes, Lua is very simple to read, and the meaning, yes, is simple. So this is the example, and we can continue now with installation process. So I open a terminal and we install awesome git, because I have already application here, so I have to just rebuild command. So we use just this line, and I try to install it. Review awesome git, and it is started. So it is downloaded, and now it's a compile process. We can wait. After the installation, we will create the directory in our config folder. Standard is awesome, and we copy the default RC Lua file, which is prepared for developers of Awesome, and look to our start script. The start script is provided from previous episodes, so you have to look to the my.files, which is already on GitHub. You just download it and look to X init RC. There is a section, yes, for Awesome. You can look to the installation xorg, which is part of this series, for more details. So we now create the awesome directory and copy the default RC Lua file. We check our start scripts. So rx init rc configure some important environments here, and the default is session start with awesome, and awesome is started with exits awesome command. So it's easy. I quit and look to our copy of RC Lua. Before modification, we are copy TMS from awesome directory. There is important. I change. Oh, maybe this one. Modern. Yes, this one. So I look to the. I miss some configuration here. Links, like motion. Okay. So we look to user share and awesome part, and the complete awesome API and components are in this directory. You can open in your favorite editor, and all important API and usage and documentation are placed here. So just open, yes, it's standard Lua file. The TMS are here, so according our description, we have to copy, yes, to our new directory. So awesome, and now we are here copy of RC Lua, and we are copy themes too. So our directory has directory themes and RC Lua. It's okay. Now we can modify with your favorite editor of some RC Lua. and we are look. I activate the mouse. I haven't the default settings here. Set mouse A. It is work. Yes, it's work now. So we are look to this section. There's a section about which theme is selected. Be careful here, because Gear's file system get themes there is in user share awesome themes. It is not your directory which we are created. Yes, this is the default directory which is located here. Yes, if you modify something in your directory and still has this line here, nothing is changed because it is taken from here. So we change this. We comment this line and place here this section. We already has this here, so I replace this and unwim and delete this line. So we take default, or we can start with Zenborn. You have two choices, yes, default and Zenborn. I start with Zenborn. You can try both, so default and Zenborn after that, and the result path, which is from config of some, is stored to the local variable theme path. Now we have to start init process. There is a important component for themes for initialization of the module, yes, which is presented by the graphic part. So this component is called the beautiful, and you have to start the function init and give the path to your theme. So we have it. Just I changed the default terminal. I'm using here the Kitty, and our default editor is NVIM. So it's all. We can save the file, and we can go to validate and test our configuration. So for this we install the Xephyr for Xorg. So we install it, done. And there is some last bug with last Xorg version with XDG seed. So I have to unset this variable. Yes, bash. And I hope that it will be okay. Maybe in near future this bug will be corrected. So we launch Xephyr in the separate process, and it's open the window. Yes, now we have opened the Xephyr with our given resolution, full HD, and display use display 1 for Xephyr. We start the application of some with our configuration. Yes, this is the parameter of awesome. Awesome can be controlled from the shell. There is many things how to connect and send the information on and events to the Awesome. So -C is for file which will be load for Awesome. So we will start it, and we have it, and it works correctly. So in Xavier we have the successful installation our Awesome. So we can try Supper. Enter. Yes, but we have to consume the events. There is the shortcut Control plus Shift. So Control plus Shift. We are now here. We are locked inside the window. So now I can grab every key binding. So I press Supper, Enter for starting terminal, and we are starting the terminal in the float layout. Why float? It is in the right corner. Yes, floating layout is selected. If I press Super Shift Spacebar, I can change the style of the floating. Yes. Now we have we have fixed selected resolution. So now we have the corner, yes, the corner, the top left corner layout. We can about key bindings now. So if we look to the next chapter, it's about standard key bindings. We can open the show help window with Supper S. So if I press Supper S, the window is shown. So maybe I now the switch from XFCE to our new environment. How I can do that? So the validation is successful, so I kill it inside my terminal, and start of Awesome is start X, and you have to select X init RC, and the parameter is Awesome. If you just type start X, the Awesome will be started because it's our default. Yes. Which was written in the line session. So but for next desktop environments and window managers, you have to type the attributes. So you have to start X, which file and which attribute for this script. Yes. So this is the full line which start our Awesome. There is nothing else now. Yes, the rising will be in the next episodes. So we now just try the simple key bindings and the principles, and we go now. So I will stop it. So welcome. Now we are successful in our new Awesome window manager. I can open the D menu, Supper P, and type Firefox. We launch Firefox, but it's we open it in XFCE in the tag 4, and this is remembered by Xorg or some configuration. You can see here the dot and or square that some application is open in tag 4. So I switch by pressing of this number, or I press Supper 4. So Super 4, and I'm in this tag, and our Firefox is open here. I move the Firefox to the tag 1, so I press Super Shift 1 and the application is moved to the tag 1. I can move with the super and arrows left and right, so I moved with super left, and super left. Now I'm in the tag 1 and I can reorganize our tag. Now I have the floating layout, and we can look to the default key bindings. So I press Super S and the key binding is opened. So now we already talked about the client part. Yes, so if you look to the I can no, it is here, the layout. So super shift is moving, yes, to the tags. Super and the numbers are the select which tag is active. Sorry, it is here. tag is here. So movement, view previous, view next, go back, super escape. It is a nice tool. Sometimes I'm using client. Super M, it's maximize. Super F is full screen. Yes, it's complete without a top panel. I am return back again with typing Super F. We can change the layout, yes, with Super Shift backspace. Now we have the standard top left corner layout. If this left part is the master, yes, if you remember record DWM, it is same, so we can use the key binding Control Super Enter to move any window, slave window, to the master. So I want to move Firefox to the master. Control Super Enter, and now I have here tags we already discussed. I feel that there is the tearing problem. Yes, of course, because I haven't activated PyCom. From the previous episodes we fully configured PyCom for XFCE, for WWM. We haven't still prepared the autorun script. Yes, it will be part of the next chapters. So you have to use some compositor which handling the problem with tearing, etc., etc. So we haven't the configuration inside this default settings. So there is functional key binding for MVM style, so you can jump between the windows by Super J to the logwise circle and key backward. So I'm here, no problem, switch here, or with mouse. You can press, for example, in the top panel standard things which you are familiar from XFCE or standard desktop environments. So you in the default you have the title bars which can be switched off or activated. You can move, you can press super control spacebar, which can switch window to the layout, to the floating style. Now we can move everything and press again super control spacebar, and you return back the window to the standard selected corner layout. So look to the key bindings. There is yes, super P is important for D menu. You can add your key bindings for application here. There is a nice extensions which has possibility to insert you key bindings from applications inside to this help. It's very nice because for example, I start a Vim and open RC, and now you see that there are NVim key bindings. Very nice, very simple. There are some built applications which are already done. You can add your how this is constructed. So we now in the last part of this records look to the RC Lua. And we discuss this configuration in next recordings, but about descriptions. Every key binding, for example, here is the key binding for our hotkey pop-up window. Mod key is the key super. It is defined in the top section. Mod key is mod 4 in the Linux is for key super, and mod 1 is alt. So if I look to our key binding, mod key super and plus the S, start the function, which is the third parameter for function key, and we start the function show help, which is a singleton which is started and shown, and after this is a description for our this window. Description show help is placed here. Show help. There is the key binding, and the group of some is placed here. So group of some. Very easy, very simple. Good reading, fast reading of this configuration. Yes, the eyes needs some time to fit to Lua syntax, but after few weeks you haven't any problem, yes, to to find key information, change something, it's very easy. So look to this first configuration, look to the API documentation, read some first examples. You are good in English, so your door is almost open to any possible documentation and knowledge. Yes, the Czech community has the problem sometimes. Yes, sometimes to get correct information and knowledge. Yes, so you has very simple position to learn everything. So goodbye, and we will see in the next recordings about Awesome Rising. So goodbye.